million years, we were hunter-gatherers. Then over the course of time, our ancestors finally managed to craft this brain into its present shape by creating the culture that could change, learn, and adapt to circumstances. Change did happen. This required great efforts and sheer focus. Change does happen, but this requires great efforts and sheer focus. But the opposite is happening these days. People want to learn things overnight. They want to lose their belly fat in one day. They want to learn English fluently in 7 days. They want to become rich overnight. But this doesn't happen this way. If you want to make these things happen this way, you're going against the evolutionary process. Okay, before we proceed further, let me welcome Khushi Singh. Finally,
Yes.
after a long time.
Yes, I
So
felt like,
where the hell were you? Nation wants to know.
let's call it heck, not hell. It's a little more, rude to the instructor.
Where the heck were you, Mrs. Instructor?
Okay, now that's rude. Why are you telling me Mrs.?
Oh, I've revealed the truth.
Oh, really? Okay, so I was pretty busy with the sessions, and let me speak the truth, I was out on a trip as well.
That's great.
So yeah.
So today, Khushi Singh and I, we are going to debunk the myths about speaking English fluently.
Fluently.
You know,
Let me just repeat it.
yesterday.
Fluently.
Fluently.
Yeah?
Yesterday, I came across one video, and the title was Become Fluent in English in Just 7 Days.
Lovely. Let's reach there.
Yeah. Then I watched the video. Oh my God. Following such strategy
If I'm
is going
not
to take us
wrong-
7 years.
Yes, if I'm not wrong, I also saw, and I guess I stumbled upon a title of the video that said, "Learn English while sleeping at night."
Learn English while sleeping at
Yes,
night.
and it was so intriguing that you would end up clicking on the video, but I, said to myself that,
No,
not this time, babe. I'm not gonna get into this trap. So yeah, so there are videos like this, and you know what? There are, in fact, millions of views of such videos.
Yes.
So who are watching those videos?
There are so many people out there, but we do not want to do that, right?
Yes.
We just want to speak the truth.
And for that, we're gonna debunk some of the myths.
Yes. We are with the evolution, not against the evolution.
That's right.
Right. So these days, what is happening? There is this strange trend as we see so many hoardings on the road, like lose belly fat in 1 day, lose weight in 7 days, learn English in 10 days, become rich quickly.
Overnight.
Miracles are gonna happen overnight.
Yes.
You're gonna get all these properties in very little time.
That actually shapes the mind of most of the people. As a result, they start believing on anything. Whatever people have to offer them, they just
Precisely.
buy the shit.
What we humans do these days, we do not want to accept the truth. Truth is bitter. So even if we know the truth, that things take time, but still we fall for such lies.
Yes, that's why we say acceptance is a bliss.
Acceptance is a bliss.
So if you're not fluent, accept that you're not, but be ready to work upon it. It's as
Yes.
simple as that.
There is this process you need to follow.
Yes.
So let's debunk the myths quickly.
All right.
The
So
first
the
one.
first. Okay. What I see most of people talking about fluency is they believe if you speak English fast, if you speak it faster, you're fluent. That's not fluency. That's just speaking or rushing over the words or just the content. And there is a huge chance that people aren't getting exactly what you're mentioning or saying or trying to convey there. So don't get in this hoax or don't get in this, apprehension that once you become, once you start speaking faster, you're fluent. You're not fluent.
Exactly. That's a wonderful thing she has revealed. Fluency doesn't mean that you have to speak fluently or you have to
Fast.
speak
Very, very fast.
very fast. Not fluently, I'm sorry.
It's like,
You have to
let's get
speak
started.
very
Let me get started. My name is Khushi Singh, and what I'm here to do. What the heck I'm doing? I'm not here to rush or to run. And you know what? I don't have to catch any train or the bus. For God's sake, keep calm and speak. I'm talking to human, and till the time I know what I'm going to talk about, till the time I'm aware of the people I'm talking to, and I'm making sense with my content, that's what the fluency is. You gotta understand this.
Exactly.
Right?
So you're absolutely right. It just means that we do not have to translate, right?
Yes.
Now to stop translating, can I also suggest one thing? I in the beginning, when I was a beginner, rookie, so somebody asked me a question. Somebody was telling me actually this strategy. Somebody asked me this question, that how your last Sunday was. Okay, I woke up at 5, I went for a walk, I came to Pep Talk, I did this. I simply used second form of verb.
That's right.
Because in the back of my mind, I understood that if I start understanding the concepts of grammar, like if I'm talking about past and I'm new in grammar, I can simply use second form of verb.
That's right.
If somebody asks me a question that how do you spend your Sunday, it means somebody wants to know about this present Sunday. Every
right.
Sunday, how do you spend? So you can use simple present tense.
Yeah.
If something is still happening, like we are talking, you're listening to me or
That's
you're
a
pretending to
process.
listen,
Yeah.
right?
No, I'm listening to you. I'm really listening to you.
Okay, you're really listening to me. So it means this is present progressive tense, present
Yeah.
continuous tense. So if you start understanding the concepts of grammar, it's going to be easier for you. Now the second myth. Most of the people, whenever we talk to people, the aspiring English speakers or public speakers, English is equivalent to their self-respect. If they make mistakes, it means they're going to lose their self-respect. Like, when I would go out to practice my English, when I would go for window shopping or when I would go to a 5-star hotels to the reception, the purpose was to practice English. I made so many mistakes.
That's right.
That was okay. It doesn't mean that I lost my character, right? It's just,
Neither the respect that you have earned.
yes, it's just a language.
Just a language. Yes.
Just a language. And you only improve by speaking it and by making mistakes.
That's right.
Third myth.
So, people truly believe that if you are fluent, you won't make grammatical mistakes. Let me tell you the truth. 99.9% people, even if they are native, they end up making grammatical mistakes. Why? Because this is language. When I get started speaking, I'm not 100% sure all the time that what I'm going to convey, so I end up making mistake. And it's not just the case of the people who are learning English as second language, but with native as well. Are they ashamed of?
No. No. No.
No, they aren't.
That's wonderful. That's
Yes.
wonderful.
So what is the fourth one?
The fourth one is, I was in government school, right? I was born and raised in Sikh Punjabi family. So in my government school, they started teaching English really late, in
yeah.
6th class.
Same happened.
Right, same happened to you. So I was born and raised in Sikh Punjabi family, so they still speak traditional Punjabi, of course. Punjabi is a beautiful language.
Beautiful.
But there was no English atmosphere, right? So so many people believe that if they haven't got good atmosphere during their early years, they won't be able to speak it fluently once they
right.
grow.
Right, really? Really? Yes.
And that's a myth. That's a myth. I improved my English after reaching to certain age. After reaching to certain age, I improved my English.
Yes, because-
So contrary to this popular belief that we cannot learn English once we grow, actually we can learn better once we grow.
Yes.
Because an adult brain has 100 billion neurons.
But what people get caught in is when you are a kid, you are at the formative age, you are at the formative time of your brain, so you learn faster. But where they get mistaken most of the time is the excuses they make. There are surveys and research against those belief system that people have.
Now, who the hell has done these surveys? I've never been sure about these guys. I've been trying to know these guys. Who are those guys who have done all these surveys? But of course, if you're an adult, actually, you can learn better.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
Yes.
So yeah, next myth.
Again, connected to what you talked about just now, and that myth is if you want to speak English fluently, you have to have the environment of native speakers. I know so many native English speakers. I'm talking about native, not the people who learnt English as second language. They in fact make mistake that I have already mentioned. They are also not so fluent as sometime I am in front of them. Why? Because it's a habit as well, you know. There are people who are habitual of speaking any language fluently. Even if I speak Hindi or my mother tongue, I'll speak fluently because that's how I have been speaking, right?
Exactly.
So even if you have the atmosphere of native, you aren't. Now, what people believe, if you go to learn and study in some other countries, some native countries, you'll automatically have the environment, you'll start, improving your English, you're gonna be really, really fluent. And I have seen so many people coming disappointed back here in India. Right?
That's right. That's right.
So what is the next myth that you're going to talk about?
I believe this should be called Shashi Tharoorian syndrome, right?
Syndrome, okay.
So many people want to use these fancy words, fancy vocabulary words, and they believe once they start using these fancy vocabulary words, oh my God.
They'll be fluent?
Yes, they are fantastic English communicator. But that's not true.
Yes.
People must understand the basic usage of language. What is the basic usage of language? Whatever I want to say, Khushi should be able to understand.
Absolutely.
If I'm using fancy vocabulary words or she's using fancy vocabulary words, but I'm not able to understand, so what's the point? What's the point?
Yes.
So get rid of this Shashi Tharoorian syndrome that you have to use.
With all due respect.
With all due respect. Of course, he's a fantastic communicator.
But again, whom he's talking to, you're going to see that as well.
Exactly, and he has got abundance of knowledge, and he has spent so much time of his life mastering his craft. This doesn't happen overnight.
Absolutely.
But we do not have to have this goal that we have to use fancy
like
vocabulary.
somebody, yeah.
Yes.
So get rid of this Tharoorian syndrome. Good name.
Fantastic name.
Next one is that people generally believe that once they master all the grammar, pronunciation rules, and they master again the vocabulary or Tharoorian vocabulary, automatically one day they are going to get up and they're going to tell people, do you know how fluent I am in speaking English? And they don't really understand that it is fluency is something that goes hand in hand. The time you get started learning tenses is the same time you can get started learning to speak English fluently.
Precisely.
Right?
That's absolutely right.
Yes, the time you learn to introduce yourself is the time to get started working upon your fluency. It does not happen after some time, after mastering grammar rules or after mastering your pronunciation. No way. It happens at the same time, perpetually. It is a process that perpetually keeps on happening.
People also believe that there are some secret ways to learn English.
Oh my God, I really have heard this so many times.
I know so many people, 5 years back, they were looking for these ways. In the present moment, they are still looking for these ways. There is plethora of advice on YouTube about speaking English, about learning English, but let me tell you, I'm not saying these things are wrong. No. I'm not saying that. But let me tell you, all the ways are good and all the ways are bad.
Yes.
There's no secret way.
Yes.
Whatever suits your psychology.
It's not a utopian world, right? It's not at all utopian world.
Yeah, people think that there's some hidden cave. Once they enter this cave.
No way.
Once they enter this cave.
Now you're kidding.
No. Yes. So many people keep asking me, sir, okay, you have discussed all these things.
It's a language.
No, yeah, exactly. English is just a language. Still, so many people ask me, sir, okay, you have told all these ways, but tell us the secret ways. What are the secret ways? Do you know the secret ways?
How did you master fluency? And when you tell them, they would say, no, not this one. The one that you applied.
Yeah, so we are going to tell you this truth. There are no secret ways.
Yes.
Whatever the way suits you, whatever the strategy suits your psychology, start using that way immediately.
And there's a difference between the word continuously and continually. So fluency is continually speaking, which means you do take pauses, You do make mistakes. You do correct your pronunciation at times, right? And continuously is, again, what you have been thinking and probably been listening from the people around. That continuous speaking, which means if you speak fast, you are really, really fluent. So it is continually speaking, it's not continuously speaking.
Exactly, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my God.
Hitato. No, till now nobody has been able to redress my grievances. Right. Then, what do we call that? Burying somebody alive? There was some vocabulary word. I wanted to use fancy vocabulary words. I forget.
You were a monstrous expiality.
No. There's one more word. Okay. But this is not about English, right?
Yeah.
This is about foolishness.
Yes.
English is a beautiful language. Learn it properly.
Really.
Give required efforts. Fluency, Khushi Singh
not
has
overnight.
explained. Yes, it doesn't happen overnight. And about fluency, Khushi Singh has explained beautifully that
your
what
points
is
were amazing.
actual. Yes, what is actual fluency? I believe that's enough for the day.
So don't get caught up in any kind of thoughts that are being sold for free by the people who are not really fluent, but they tell you how to be fluent.
Yeah,
right?
this simple pain-avoiding psychological denial is in trend.
Most of the people who tell others how to be fluent, they aren't fluent actually.
Exactly. That's a wonderful point. Most of the people who tell you, in fact, they claim that they're gonna train people English in 7 days. They themselves took a long time.
Absolutely. 7 years to master, to tell people how to learn it in 7 days.
Yeah,
That-
things take time.
Yes, such a paradoxical opinion people actually keep all the time. All right, so this is it for the day today. For more, you can visit our branch as well at Rajouri Garden, Pep Talk India. I mean, for the courses, and for more videos, stay tuned with our channel.
And don't forget to subscribe our channel.
Absolutely. Do it right away.